All right, everyone. First off, we're joined by Carson Pickett. Carson, a couple weeks here now, back in Orlando. Can you just talk about what it's like to be back and how the transition has been the last couple weeks?
Yeah, I mean, obviously coming mid-season is always a challenge. You're having to meet your teammates, meet new people, play with different people that you've never played with before. But honestly, the transition has been incredible because of the girls. I think the coaching staff and Haley have created such a great culture and environment here that, anyone that comes in, I think that they were super open and, they made me feel really comfortable right away. And I think that that's one of the biggest things. As a professional athlete, you're moving all the time. You're having to meet new people. So when you can come in, you start playing your best when you're surrounded by great people and you feel comfortable. And that's exactly how it's been.
So there's a familiarity here in Orlando. Getting to come back and play this past weekend in front of the Orlando fans, what was that experience like for you?
Honestly, it felt like home. Being able to walk out and be in a familiar place, first off, having fans that I've, seen and met years ago come back, and I recognize so many of them. And then, third, having my family in the stands is just something that's really special to me. It's something that I really wanted in my career, was to come back and be able to play closer to home where my grandparents and parents could come see me play. So honestly, coming back and having the fans that we have here, they make me feel like this is home. I was telling my dad the other day that after the fan appreciation night or season ticket holder event, I just felt so welcomed and so loved, and I'm just so appreciative of the fan base here in Orlando.
Being able to come back and see all the changes that have happened around this club, this facility being one of them, what have you kind of noticed is the biggest thing from 2019 to now that it's kind of stood out to you?
I think just having our own training facility, one. I think when I was here last time, we were still sharing with the boys, and I remember we had to go to the gym when they weren't in the gym, and whenever they had a schedule change, our schedule changed. So just, we were on different fields that the club teams, 12-year-olds, were playing on, and there's divots everywhere when I was here last time. So to be able to have our own training facility, own cafeteria, own meeting room, gym, and especially the fields that they have now are absolutely incredible, and I think it's first class.
Going from a team like Louisville that's kind of fighting for the playoffs to now coming here where you're top of the table, fighting for a championship, how does that mentality change for you, just kind of going in mid-season from one team to another?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult, like I said, to transition no matter where you're going in the middle of the season in professional sports, having to move your whole life. But I think it feels like when you're trying to make the playoffs, it seems like there's a lot of pressure, but actually being here and staying in first is a lot of pressure as well. So I would say that's the biggest difference, is like knowing that every single game matters just as much as it would if we were fighting for a playoff spot. So it matters almost more because you're trying to win the Shield and, win the NWSL. So I think that the pressure of being in first place is honestly a privilege, and honestly, I've been loving it.
Is it exciting to join this situation where the Pride are top of the table?
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely exciting. I think it's what any professional athlete would want, to step into an environment where, you're competing to win the league. And it's not a position I've been in before. So to be able to step in mid-season and help just contribute the best that I can to this success of the team that's already been here, like I said, it's a privilege.
How familiar were you with the Pride as you were competing with Louisville? Kind of the reason behind this team's success.
I mean, I think I think in the NWSL you can have a lot of really great players, but I think the culture matters the most. So for me, I've said it so many times, but I think the culture here is incredible. I think that they are winners all around. They're winners on the field, they're winners off the field, and they're competing every single day. The trainings are really, really difficult. You're going against the best players in the world every single day, instead of facing them twice in a year. So I think just knowing that there's so many incredible players that can step on the field and start at any moment, they have a complete team here.
The first time you were here, you had a connection with a little boy, a little fan. Have you kept up with him, and what does that moment still mean to you?
Yeah, we definitely talk often, but yeah, it's nice to be able to come back. I mean, they've sent me a text, and we've had a couple calls, and we're going to see each other, of course. I'll probably go over there for dinner and things like that. So to kind of have a family that's here and not in Jacksonville, to have a family that's close by is definitely something special. I think when you're a professional athlete, especially, you're around your team a lot, so sometimes it's nice just to have a different environment, and I feel like that's what a lot of these fans in general and Joseph's family bring.
Could you have anticipated that relationship continuing
No, not at all. I had no idea especially because he was, I think, 1 or 2 when I met him. So I didn't expect the relationship to continue. But his family's done a great job of keeping in touch. And every time we're down here, he comes to the game. So it's been great. It's better than I expected. And yeah, I can't wait to see him.
I mean, that must be awesome.
Yeah.
Knowing that this little boy is your biggest fan.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. It's nice to know that someone in the stands looks like me and is looking up to me.
Last question from me. Coming back to Orlando and being able to, be here, is there anything that you kind of just missed where you like came back and you're like, I have to go back here, like any food, anything like that?
Yes. Okay. Craft and Common. Love Craft and Common. Winter Park. I think I've already been to a couple restaurants that I was obsessed with when I came. When I came back, even when I come play on different teams, I'd come. The Glass Knife. Definitely when I was on Louisville, we'd come back and Uber there before the game. So those are a couple places. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I said it the other day. I think Orlando has an amazing food scene, and I can't wait to go to all my favorite restaurants.